All right. Hello. We are excited to have you here today. It would be wonderful if, as you are joining, you could introduce yourself in the chat. So make sure you're chatting to all panelists and attendees and include your first name and where you're logging in from. And if you like, you can mention the career field you're interested in. Today, we are going to talk about pathways in project management, data analytics, digital marketing, and Salesforce administration. Hello, Tiffany. Welcome. Hello, Neha and Margaret. Kimberly in Orlando. Hello, project management. Excellent. Tamika in Gainesville. Thank you for joining. Unsure about your career field? No worries. We're going to talk about all these different pathways today. Ashley, data analytics and project management. Awesome. Zora, hello. Tiffany, great to have you. Marilyn from Tallahassee. Taylor in Apoca, Florida. Marlon in Tallahassee, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Tony. Lamoris in Jacksonville, hello. Rosa in Gainesville. All right. Mia in Tallahassee, hello. Aisha, oh gosh, we're getting so many that I can't keep up. Pia, hello. Kayvon in Orlando, hello. You're probably warmer than I am right now. Geraldine in Indianapolis. Salika in Tallahassee, digital marketing, awesome. Good to see you. Great to see you. We've got so many participants. This is exciting. Good morning, Floya. So before we get started, as a point of logistics, it would be great if you could post your questions in the Q&A. So you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, one option there is the chat and one option is the Q&A. And so just to make sure that we address your questions, try to post them in the Q&A because we don't want to miss any of your questions today. Hello, Joyce from Tallahassee. All right. So we are here today to talk about digital skills career certificates. And I am here on behalf of Pathstream, that we have a partnership with Florida A&M, and so we're going to talk about this opportunity here around digital skills career certificates. A brief agenda, so we'll provide you with some introductions. I'll talk about who I am. We'll introduce Lauren, my colleague. We will talk about Pathstream. So what is Pathstream and what do we bring to this partnership around this unique opportunity for you? Of course, we'll talk about the certificates. So we'll give you some specifics. What does it look like to participate? And literally, what does our platform look like? What is the opportunity to get the certificate? And once you've enrolled, what does it look like to participate in that learning in the platform? And then, of course, Q&A from you. So next slide. So I am today, my name is Brooke Haig, and as I mentioned, I'm here on behalf of Pathstream, that I am on the learning design team. I actually started as a physicist, and I was just very interested in science education. I got so interested, I took a deep dive into educational technology. And then I ended up, through my studies of adult learning and online learning and educational technology, I built courses for MIT. I then transitioned into a role at Microsoft in the STEM skills and employability team. So a team that's really devoted to looking at digital skills careers. What are the skills that folks need to take the jobs of today and tomorrow? And how do we empower folks with those skills? And so coming to Pathstream, I kind of bring all of that experience to the learning design and also to speak to you today about the certificate opportunities that we have for you.
Great. Thanks, Brooke. My name is Lauren Pizer. I'm also from Pathstream, and we'll explain a little bit about what Pathstream is and how we've worked with Florida A&M. But I have been with Pathstream from the very beginning, have developed all of these certificates that you're going to be learning about today. And I'm really excited to share what each of them entails and a little bit about the platform that you're going to be using to learn this material.
So let's jump right in. What is Pathstream? And so to speak to that a little bit, and I do want to comment that that we had originally Phyllis Watson, who's the director of continuing education for Florida A&M, was also meant to be a presenter today, and so due to circumstances out of her control, was unable to join us on the panel to present. But we do want you to know that this is fully a partnership, and so I will speak to this on behalf of both of us. So really, why this partnership? And first of all, it has to do with the fact that we have a common mission, which is really to empower you, to empower folks to meet the needs of the marketplace. Right now, there's there's lots of opportunities for folks that have the right digital skills to take jobs, these emergent digital jobs now, and again, jobs of the future. And so Pathstream has developed certificate programs, and these are we've done the research and analysis to really target areas that are efficient, that there are lots of opportunities, and that are very attractive in the marketplace. From Pathstream's point of view, we constantly update our curriculum, and I can speak to this as someone that is on the learning design team, that we're really looking constantly to keep our material up to date, to provide you with the experience that is informed by best practices in online education. We partner with instructors to bring subject matter expertise and real world experience through the tools and credentials. And so we have this experience in partnership with Florida A&M that you'll have a branded certificate at the end of one of these experiences where you've used the tools and that you really gain the skills and experience to take one of these digital skills roles, which we will talk a lot about going forward. So there is a skills gap, actually, if you do a search online in the news, and you'll see that really the skills gap consists of this. Technology is becoming an ever increasing part of our lives, as you know, and that is no different in the workplace. So there are just huge numbers of digital skills jobs, but not necessarily the number of folks that have those skills to take those jobs. If you want to quantify it, 80% of what we call middle skills jobs are digitally intensive. So they require some software skills. I'm sure you use this in your current job, or you're very aware of this. This opportunity is that jobs with digital skills requirements are the fastest growing. And again, to the point of, as Pathstream, we really do research into looking in what are the biggest opportunities. There's another important point too, which is the compensation, right? So digital skills jobs are compensated they're better compensated than non-digital skills roles. Through our market analysis, through our research, really looking at what are the highest impact potential roles, we have developed these certificate programs to prepare students for jobs. And so the 4 pathways we'll talk about today: Facebook digital marketing, Salesforce Administrator, career certificate, Asana project management, and Tableau data analytics. And so if you don't know, Facebook or well, you probably know Facebook, but maybe you don't know Salesforce, you're not familiar with Asana, Tableau, we'll talk a little bit more, but those are the authentic tools that we are going to help you learn in these certificates. To speak to what differentiates the Pathstream experience, we absolutely have this custom online learning platform where you're going to be using tools in a hands-on lab environment. So as you'll see later when we do an actual demonstration, When you get into the platform, it's not just a didactic experience where you're reading and watching videos. You will have the opportunity to dive into a lab and use Asana, for example, to complete tasks and apply skills. And the other important part of this is, yeah, you're going to practice these skills, and then you're going to apply those skills. You're going to transfer those skills to projects where you will receive personalized feedback from an instructor. So again, these are all things that really differentiate the Pathstream experience and lead to a real impact for our students so that they can transfer this into a certificate. And when you acquire that job, you're really going to be ready to tackle the work in your digital skills job. To speak to the rough contours of the certificate, we offer, so those 4 pathways I mentioned, you're going to complete 3 courses in one of those career areas, whether it's data analytics or project management, digital marketing, etc. It's really great that once you finish, you're going to earn a certificate. We have worked with Florida A&M to partner so that the certificate that you get is branded and validated, so that it's a signal to employers in the marketplace that you've completed a valuable experience and a significant institution is giving their seal of approval. Another aspect of what we do at Pathstream that is special and a differentiator is that we also provide career services. So we're going to work with you once you've completed that certificate to transfer that into an opportunity. So to speak specifically to our career services, of course, and I can speak to this specifically being on the learning design team, we provide you with a career aligned curriculum. So we have, we really design our courses to provide you with the information, with the experience to take and leverage this information immediately. It's all very practical and again, career aligned. And you will receive throughout, the experience of the certificate, job opportunities in your inbox. In that 3rd course, you will receive there are a lot of, again, additional career services. We're going to work with you directly on your resume, on your LinkedIn profile. You'll receive career coaching and networking support. And I won't read you the whole list, but we provide a lot of really great services to take what you've done and make it actionable and help you maybe move up in your organization or pivot into a new job altogether. So as far as a program's overview and there will be sort of a deeper dive into each of these certificates. So I won't say too much here other than really what you're going to see is that in each of these opportunities, in each of these pathways, you're going to use, so you will learn the fundamentals of digital marketing or customer relationship management, project management, data analytics. You're going to learn theoretically, you'll learn the fundamentals, but then you're going to apply them in the real world, and you're going to use SQL and Tableau and Asana and Salesforce Sales Cloud. So when you go into the marketplace and you're speaking to employers, you can speak in terms of real tools. If when I take this job tomorrow, I'll be able to create project management spreadsheets. I can do a SWOT analysis. I have done all these things in an authentic way in real tools that you'll be using in your job. To dive in a little more on the program details, so each of these certificates, pathways, is 3 courses, on average 18 weeks. We will provide you, the great thing is, again, as Pathstream will provide you structure to stay on track. So it's entirely up to you, being self-paced when you do the work. You can frame it around your schedule, but we will keep you on track to actually finish in those 18 weeks. And it's flexible. You can do it on your terms, but the great thing is that you're not entirely alone. You do have support. So it's kind of the best of all worlds. You do it on your schedule, but you will have support. So you have a dedicated instructor, and that person is available for questions, support, and of course, you will receive graded assignments. Again, it's project-based, which I think is another differentiator of our program. You're not taking exams, you're doing authentic things within a project that will be assessed. So you get feedback, so you know what you're learning. And then again, to this point of your certificate, when you finish, you get a certificate from Florida A&M that validates the experience you had, that broadcasts to employers the value of what you've accomplished. So this is my favorite slide. We get to speak a little bit about the feedback, some of the feedback that we have received on folks like yourself who have enrolled and completed our programs, and everything from the opportunities that you may not have acquired otherwise, again, because we do have this aspect of career services that we will support you not only in completing the certificate, but converting that into an actionable job, getting interviews, working your way through interviews, getting that job. There's also a lot of positive feedback that we receive about the learning experience. So specifically here, we have someone that speaks to the labs, that the instructions, we design the instructions for the labs to be, a very supportive, scaffolded experience. You can work through a lab and you can complete the tasks that we ask and do it within an authentic tool. And that the course is nothing like a textbook. That's great because we design it that way, right? It's meant to be efficient and effective, give you the information you need, give you the opportunity to practice and learn and move on. I will say that the last one is sort of my favorite, the value of it. There is no fat, it's all meat. We are very proud of the fact that we take great pains to design an experience in our platform that absolutely gives you what you need and not extra. We want it to be impactful and effective, that you can, as efficiently as possible, work through your certificate, take the information you need, apply it directly, and prove out those skills to future employers and be successful in your job beyond the certificate. So I think I will pass it over to Lauren. Yeah.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Brooke. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through each of our certificates in a little bit more detail, so you can kind of understand, is this the right program for me? Is this the one I want to do? And we'll give you that more specific information. So the first program I want to talk about today is our Tableau Data Analytics Certificate. And so this is a 27-week certificate, and it's 3 courses. And what I think is really amazing about this certificate is that it's meeting a very significant job demand. So you can see from the stats on the right that there are a lot of jobs being posted for data analysts, and we're seeing a 30% projected growth in jobs requiring data skills in the next 10 years. You may have noticed, if you're kind of looking for jobs, that a lot of jobs want familiarity with data, right? And how to manipulate data, even though they might not be called a data analyst. And what's great is that this certificate is providing you with a skill set that is very valuable in the job market today, whether you want to become a pure data analyst or you just want to bring in data skills into your toolkit. So after taking this certificate, students are prepared for data analyst roles, business analyst roles, and that could be, a promotion in their company or a completely new career that they then go towards. For those that want to see really specifically what we cover in each of our 3 courses in this one certificate, this is the information. So the first course goes into business analytics fundamentals. And that mostly covers how to manipulate data and analyze data using Google Sheets, which is very similar to Excel. In the second course, you learn a very important data analysis tool called SQL, which is used for more robust analysis. And then in the third course, you work on how to visualize your analysis using a great tool called Tableau. And so each of these 3 courses is part of that certificate. Now, moving on to the second certificate we offer, which is the Salesforce Administrator Career Certificate. Okay, so what is this exactly? Well, it's another area. Salesforce is another area of significant job demand. So you can see that 3 million jobs have been posted for Salesforce or CRM in the last 12 months. And I'm going to explain what this means because some of you may know what CRM is. Some of you, this might be totally new, but CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management Systems. And so these are technologies that help to manage a client through the sales process. And Salesforce is a tool, it's a software that is the most popular CRM on the market. And this certificate is teaching you how to use Salesforce in your job. And there's actually whole jobs devoted to Salesforce. They are titles like Salesforce Administrator, Sales Operations Manager, Sales Representative. These are roles that exist out there if you actually Google them or look on LinkedIn to look for these jobs. And the first thing you have to know how to do is how to use Salesforce. And this certificate teaches you how to do that. So what is great about this certificate is if you already know what Salesforce is, you might know about an exam that's out there in the world called the Certified Salesforce Administrator Credential Exam. This is an exam that's completely optional, but it is another way to kind of augment your candidacy in the job market. And by taking this certificate, you're prepared for that exam. So this is a really great area. I want to talk a little bit more about it because, again, some of us may not have heard about what a Salesforce admin or administrator is. So just to go a little bit deeper on this job area, if it's interesting to you, it's basically somebody that manages the customer relationship management system, which helps customers move through the sales cycle. So as a Salesforce administrator, you're going to be automating business processes. You're going to be making sure that the systems that a company uses for their sales are optimized and they're efficient. You might be making dashboards and reports to show out how the company is doing. And you're really just making more efficient processes for people within an organization. And that's really what the certificate is teaching you. What's great about Salesforce Admin, and really every one of our certificates I'm talking about today, is that you can be a data analyst or a Salesforce admin in virtually every industry, right? So you could be working in Salesforce in healthcare. You could be working in Salesforce in technology, in sports, in marketing, right? Marketing organizations. So this is not something where, oh, I know Salesforce, I have to work for this specific type of company. This is something that you can bring across industries. So for people that want to look really specifically into what's offered in each of the courses in the Salesforce Career Administrator Certificate, you can see here that the first one focuses on CRM, Customer Relationship Management for Business, and we introduce you to Salesforce. In the second course, we go more into some of the features of Salesforce, and you start learning some of those Salesforce Administrator topics. And then the third course is more advanced topics. Okay, so things that are about creating dashboards, reports, custom business processes in that third course. All right, so let's move on to the Asana Project Management Certificate. Again, lots of jobs being posted for project management, lots of growth projected for project managers. And this is another area where you will see that project management is an incredibly valuable skill set if you're in HR or if you're in education. Like it's one of those things that transcends multiple industries and multiple roles. So this is what I call a no regret skill set, right? You're never going to regret becoming good at project management because it's great for professional life, personal life. It's just one of those really, really applicable skill sets. And so after this program, you can apply this skill set to your existing job, or you could pursue a new job like a project manager job or a project coordinator job or a program manager, right? Those are some titles that you might look out for. for those that know about project management, you may have heard of an exam called the CAPM exam, Certified Associate in Project Management exam. Now, this is like that Salesforce exam I mentioned, right? This is optional. You do not have to take it, but it makes you look really good in the job market. And this certificate is preparing you for that exam. So if you take this certificate, you get that certificate from Florida A&M, and you also get prepared for this exam that you can take afterwards. So here's some more details on each of the 3 courses in the project management certificate. So the first course is very foundational. You learn lots of main terminology in what it means to be a project manager. And then you go into creating the documents of an effective project plan in the second course. And in the third course, you talk about risk, quality assurance, integration management, just some more advanced topics. All right, and last but not least, I want to talk to you about the Facebook Digital Marketing Certificate. Okay, and so this is, not surprisingly, another area of really strong growth, right? We're seeing lots of jobs in digital marketing. Most of the expenditure within organizations is going towards digital marketing instead of traditional marketing now. So companies really need people that know how to work on digital marketing campaigns. And so after this certificate, you can build this into your current role. You could pursue a role like digital marketing coordinator or marketing specialist or social media marketer. But we also see a lot of students that apply this to their own business. They might be entrepreneurs and they want to learn about digital marketing. And so they actually apply it to their own company. So here is the information about each of those 3 courses in this certificate. The first course focuses on foundations of marketing and digital marketing. The second course focuses on marketing analytics, which is how to analyze marketing campaign data. And this is very, very important because today we're seeing much more data being provided and being collected around marketing efforts, and companies need people that can analyze that data. And the third course is focused on social media marketing. So we all know what social media is, but how to launch successful campaigns in social media platforms. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like to be a student in our program, because a lot of times students really want to see, what does it look like inside of your platform? Okay, so this is an online classroom, right? You're not going in person. Everything you need to do is online. And as Brooke mentioned, you don't need to log in at the same time every week. There's no lecture from your instructor, but your instructor is there to support you and answer your questions and grade your assignments. But you don't have to log in on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 o'clock. That's not how this program works, because we want it to fit into your busy lives and busy schedule. So here is the SQL course, which is a second course in the Tableau Data Analytics Certificate. And so this is the Pathstream platform. You can see all of the lessons are here. And so your instructor might say, okay, it's this week, I want you to work on section 3, and I want you to work on section 4. That's all you have to work on this week. And that's what they're going to communicate with you about. And then you go in and you navigate these lessons and you complete the work. Let's look at what one of these lessons looks like. All right, so here is one of the lessons on MySQL Workbench, which is just a fancy name for one of the tools that you can use for SQL. All right, so if you scroll down, you can see that there's text, there's images, there's also what we call a knowledge check. So these are little quizzes, these are not graded, but they give you an opportunity to just make sure that you understood what you read or you watched in the video. And so it's a very active platform. You're not sitting back and watching videos and reading and not engaging. This is a very engaging experience. Here's a video that you would watch. There's graphic organizers where you're seeing kind of what this platform looks like. Another knowledge check, one of those little quizzes that I mentioned. And when you get to the bottom of this lesson, you'll see there's what we call a lab. And a lab is a really exciting thing in our platform. And I'm going to press this button to launch the lab. And what's happening here is I'm being taken into this practice environment, right? That's why it's called a lab. And on the right-hand side, which is taking a minute to load because I've got a lot of programs running over here, but it's usually a little bit faster. On the right-hand side, the actual SQL, MySQL workbench is going to load up on the right-hand side. Okay. And what that means is that I can actually write my SQL queries and do my work on the right-hand side directly in Pathstream. Okay. So you can see it's loading up here. And this is just my instance. Like this is just for me. I can delete this. I can edit it. I can go back to it and save it. It's sort of all for me. And so you can see that I have access to this, right? I can manipulate things. I can run my queries, which are buttons up here I would press to run. And on the left-hand side are instructions, right? This is teaching me how to do things on the right-hand side. Okay. So this is a lab. It's got images. There's quizzes in here. There's activities. There's ways for me to understand, am I learning this material, right? And then you can manipulate and do things on the right-hand side, right? So this is an example of a lab. And this is what I think makes the Pathstream experience really different, because you're not watching videos about how to manipulate data. You're actually manipulating data